Hi guys, welcome back to Flora Fun and Food. My name is Lauren and today I'm going to show you some of my favorite infused water recipes. Let's go. So I like to start by adding a few scoops of nugget ice. We have just kind of a cheap ice maker, but it is one of my favorite things in my kitchen. And then this recipe is jalapeno and watermelon. So I went out to the garden and grabbed a couple of ripe jalapenos and just roughly sliced them up. I really like this drink because it has a little spicy kick to it. Along with the jalapenos, I'm going to add in a few chunks of really sweet watermelon. Then I'm going to top it up with filtered water and leave it in the refrigerator overnight just to kind of let all of those flavors infuse the water. You can drink it right away, but it's so much better if you wait. So give it a good mix and stick it in the refrigerator for at least 12 hours and you'll have a very refreshing summery drink. Next up, we're starting off with ice again. And then we're going to go in with a handful of raspberries. And then we're gonna slice up a lemon. So this is kind of a nod to raspberry lemonade, just without the added sugar. And it gives the water just a really fruity, lemony, zingy flavor. Again, marinate it, let it infuse overnight in the refrigerator, and it'll just be that much better. So raspberry and lemon. Next up, I'm going to add a few sage leaves from the garden, along with a nice big handful of blackberries. Blackberry and sage are just meant for each other. It gives it kind of a more earthy flavor along with the sweet raspberries, and it is one of my favorites. This one's a little more subtle than the others, but still just as tasty. Again, give it a good mix and let it just sit and infuse. Next up, I'm going to go in with some rosemary from the garden, and you can use oranges, but I had little cuties or halos in the refrigerator. So orange and rosemary is a classic combination when cooking, and it makes a delicious, refreshing water as well. So again, same process, top it up and let it sit. Now this one I used a bit bigger of a jar because I was running out of the smaller jars, but the better flavors that I like to make a lot of at a time because I go through it during the day. So for this one, we're adding a nice big handful of sliced strawberries and some thyme. Now I thought this was a weird combination when I first read about it, but I ended up really liking it. The thyme was a little subtle, so I may even add more next time, but this one was really good. And you can always go in and muddle up some of your fruit and herbs, and it'll just kind of help more flavor get into the water, but I let them just steep overnight. Next up, I am slicing up some snacking cucumbers. This one is my absolute favorite combination. It's just so refreshing, and it's been about 100 degrees every day here, and this one just really hit the spot on those hot days and just made me feel so much more hydrated. But I went in to a nice big half-gallon jar and added 4 snacking cucumbers, so they're nice and crispy and crunchy and sweet. And then I went out to the garden and grabbed a few sprigs of mint, and this one I have made every day since. It is so good, and the mint and cucumbers last really well in the refrigerator for more days than the others. The others kind of last about 2 days. This one will last you about 4 without getting nasty. Next up, I'm going to do some lemon slices. And then from the garden, again, some sprigs of lavender, both with leaves and the flowers. This one, if you don't like lavender, you're not gonna like this one. But I really like the kind of peppery flavor of lavender, and the lemon just kind of sweetened it up a little bit. And this one was really, really good. Next up, we're gonna add a handful of blackberries, 2 limes that are sliced, and for a little twist, we're gonna add in some sprigs of cilantro. Now, if you're like my husband and you think cilantro tastes like soap, just do blackberry and lime. But if you're like me and love cilantro, this one is a really good one. And for our last recipe, I'm gonna go in again with my favorite ice, a whole lemon, and then again from the garden, I went out and picked some really nice, big, fresh basil. Lemon basil is a classic combination when I cook, and it is so good in water. And this one, like the cucumber mint, will last you a couple more days than the more fruity ones. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and head over to my channel to subscribe for more content like this. And I hope to see you again very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.